So now Vera, she's out there by the lake, and she gets her foot grabbed. This is actually a famous scene right here, guys. So Vera gets her foot grabbed, and she gets scared by Shelly, because Shelly is now wearing and tell me how this actually makes sense at all. So Shelly is underneath the water, okay, and he grabs her foot, and then he gets up from the water, and he's wearing a wetsuit with a spear gun, or an arrow spear gun, and a hockey mask.
Yeah, well, so how does the combination make any sense?
Yes.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Well, it makes sense because we have to get the hockey mask on Jason somehow. But one thing, though, that case that he's carrying is very small. So are we led to believe that there's that clear mask that he was wearing, a hockey mask, a wetsuit, and a spear gun all in the side of this case?
Well, yeah, man. You see, our boy Shelly, he actually has. He's really good at Tetris. And,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
he knows how to pack.
Yeah, he knows how to pack really well. You know what I mean? So he packed up the gun. Yes. So Vera is not happy about Shelly scaring her, and Shelly's like, "Well, I'm only scaring you because I really like you." All right, and then Vera's like, "Well, this is some fucking drama shit right here." So Vera's like, "Well, I like you too, but you don't need to do that stuff to get my attention and stuff." He's like, "Yes, I do, because I'm a fat loser." I was like, "Okay, gotcha."
See, so Shelly has this self-defeating thing.
Yes.
I mean, he, all he had to do to make Vera like him was beat up the bikers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He had to run over the bikers' bikes, and that was enough. But now he's going through this whole thing. Why does he think that scaring her would impress? I mean, guys do this all the time, right?
Yeah.
But why does he think that scaring her would impress her?
Well, we all have that. She's not
going to be impressed because he's a fat loser.
Well, we all have that friend where he basically doesn't have any game. So his game is either bullying the girl, or scaring them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's those dudes that you bring out, you're out. It's basically I could see this happening. It's that guy who doesn't get any action, and his game to women is basically just trying to make fun of them, and they think that that's gonna work because it maybe worked one time. You know what I mean? So that's basically what his character was like.
Yeah, we both do literally have that friend, and we're not going to mention him on the show in case he listens to it. But
we know it's you, brother. We know you're Shelly. All right.
Basically, I'm Shelly. Yes.
How are you, Shelly? Your hair's too long. All right. You would be more like Chuck.
I am more like Chuck. You're right.
So now they kind of go their separate parts. Shelly and Vera do. Probably Shelly dropped his wallet too. So now Shelly just goes into the barn. I guess he hears somebody in the barn. I think he thinks it's Chuck and Shelly getting it on, so he wants to see what sex looks like. Because he says "Hey, you guys doing something I shouldn't be seeing?" And so now Vera, she's looking at the wallet, Shelly's wallet. I think she's kind of warming up to the guy a little bit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then she drops his fucking wallet in the water. Okay? And she goes to the water. And I actually thought this scene was just out of nowhere, but it was actually pretty cool and creepy.
Yes.
So the reason I want to bring up this scene too is because... So this is very iconic. So this is when we first see Jason with the hockey mask on.
Yeah, okay? This is iconic.
And I like this scene too because he just shows up out of nowhere. And we already established that, Shelly had the hockey mask on him. He brought the hockey mask and the spear gun inside the barn, but we didn't see what happened to him. He just looked in the barn watching some sex. All right. And then we cut to the scene with Vera in the water and stuff. And Jason just walks out to the dock just with the mask and the spear gun on. And I was just like, well, fuck, that just came out of nowhere. And I just thought, liked it because it was really realistic, It just nowadays we'd have this big, fucking... a fucking heap, some big moment that builds up, and the camera would zoom right onto the face and zoom onto the body. We hear this extravagant super morph moment. This one, he just showed up, all right, creepy, walking down like a normal person,
Right. If we did it now, they would zoom in on him all of a sudden, and it would be a really loud orchestral part that would scare you.
Yeah.
That would make you jump because the filmmaking can't do it on its own. this is legitimately scary.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's also, this scene is also not taken from, but it looks like a scene from The Town That Dreaded Sundown as well, where, you know, like Jason's wearing, like, other than a hockey mask, he's wearing like normal clothes.
Yeah.
You know, he looks like a normal person, and he just like steps out, and it's as scary as it would be if you were out in the middle of nowhere and you weren't expecting to see this person, somebody you didn't know, and then this person just kind of steps out and you don't know what their intentions are. Like, it is legitimately scary.
Speaking of the outfit that Jason was wearing at this time, so he wasn't doing the overall gimmick. He actually changed his clothes, and I don't know if you noticed it, but I just remember noticing it. When he actually was in killing Harold and Eden, there was a green shirt, a green long sleeve shirt hanging in the background. That's the one he grabbed. So that's how we introduced the long green T-shirt Jason here with the jeans on. And I actually like this character because this Jason, like, you know, we see a lot of people nowadays cosplay Jason, and I feel like the Jason they like to cosplay the most, we'll get to that one soon, is the Jason who emerges from underwater. Okay?
Yes.
But this Jason I actually like a lot because it's so simple. You know, you got a guy in a green shirt, normal green shirt, pants, he has a deformed face, and he puts over a killer hockey mask to do it. So I actually like this particular Jason as well too.
Yeah, because he's wearing normal clothes. He looks like a normal person, and that's why it's scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it doesn't have to be over the top to be scary. Like, normal people are scary enough, you know, and the world is a scary place. And, you know, this kind of makes it's the realism of it is what makes it scary, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I also like this scene too, because she drops Shelly's wallet in the water, and then she like goes in the water to get it, and then she's like, so she thinks Jason is Shelly first.
At first,
and then she's like apologizing to him and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I dropped your wallet." I think that's a huge character turn for Vera, because before, the Vera of the beginning of this movie, regardless of what she did that was shitty to Shelly, she would never have apologized to him. You know what I mean? But now she is. Yeah. So like, that's a character turn for her and for Shelly. But does she still think he's Shelly after she sees him? Because there's no way.
No. She was all like, "Hey, who are you? You know, what are you doing here?" Right. And then she's like, "Hey, stop playing around." When like Jason's like just has the spear gun right in front of her face, you know, from all the way over there. She's like, cut it out, and everything. And just fucking arrows her right in the fucking eye. Yeah,
so we go from the most realistic scene to the most unrealistic scene.
Well,
so now all of a sudden, Jason is really good at shooting spear guns.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's out there in the lake a bunch. You know, has a couple free time. You know what I mean? I can see it.
Oh, well, okay. That's
a little aim practice there, you know?
Yeah.
We already established that he knows how to drive a car and everything, so.
That's true.